Good morning. Hi, how are you all today? This is Holly. Welcome to Hobbies of Holly, my floss tube about cross stitching, quilting, knitting. But today I wanted to come to you with an extra and give you a little tour. It's not perfect. It's not completely finished, but we've been in the house about 3 weeks and it's functional enough that I pieced a quilt top yesterday. So, welcome. Let me see if I can turn you around and take you through. So when you come in our door, there's a little entry and I hung this piece that I stitched. It was the Mystery Stitch Along from Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob. I think from 2022. I have that date on there, but I could have finished it. It might have been 2021. I love this piece. And Steve said, hey, why don't you put a piece of your art right there? So it's there. The plate, my brother-in-law is a potter, Neil Pottery. So that's one of his pieces. And then that's our kitchen. I'm still trying to decide what I'm hanging on that wall, etc. But come on downstairs with me. This is our very fancy dog gate we're using because we have an elderly dog. And the first couple days, he left his mark on the basement stairs. So we're trying to keep him and a certain little toddler out. But this is my crafting area. This little corner, I didn't know what we were going to do with it. And so it slowly turned into my stitching corner. I have my Martha Washington table there. This is just an Amazon table that folds down and I can put it away, but it's handy for stitching. And I was on a Zoom retreat for Sassy Jacks yesterday, so it was handy to have my laptop there. That's just some of my works in progress where I decided to hang. That's another Modern Folk embroidery piece. Jane Austen, there's no place like staying home for real comfort, and I sure agree with her there. I did change the date because this was a dated piece. I can't remember what the original date is, but I just made it her birth year and the year she died. And it's stitched on Ada, and I love it. Okay, so if we turn around, this is my sewing space. This piece I had in the other house, I've mentioned before, but I got it from the Ballard's outlet in Cincinnati, and it's called their crafting desk, I believe. It's pretty deep. Pardon my filming. This first drawer is kind of a catch-all. I'm keeping my stitching tray, things I'm working on or need to find a home still. This drawer it holds some of my finished pieces and miscellaneous things. Then this is still my linen drawer, and I love it. I have too much linen, I know, but it's hard to pare down when I love it all. I have it sorted by size. This is 28 and 32, 36, 40, 46, and 56. And then sort of loosely by dyer. I need to go through and kind of sort that a little bit better. This drawer contains my charts. I have my Blackbird charts all here. Behind that are my Hands Across the Sea hats charts because I find those are the two designers I have the most. The next section is samplers, and they're samplers that maybe I don't have a category for it yet on the other side that I'll show you. Oh, people are starting Anne Grimshaw, and I wanted to start it too. Then this side, I have, these are kind of things I want to get to quickly that aren't filed away. My Shelley section still needs a label, but then I have them in here by designer. And so that's worked well for me. And then back here, oh, that reminds me, I'm supposed to get one of these out for my sister-in-law. These are smalls, and I just have them. Oh, there it is. My sister-in-law wants to borrow this. So those are my charts. Up above, I have sort of decorated and put things out, some finishes. I have a section on friendship, things I've made with friends or been given by friends. There's a little bee section, my Nicola boxes. I haven't decided where I want to hang this yet, so it's just sitting here. There's a little section of things finished back there. This is my basket of charts that are gifts or things I'm gonna pass along to you all. Another little section. I love that Proper Stitcher Annie piece back there. The little quilt we found when my mother-in-law passed away, and it was framed, and I took it out of the frame and I think it's really sweet. I don't think it's a family piece or anything, but it's cute. The next, this is an old National Cash Registry piece I found at an antique store, and being in Dayton, and my dad worked for NCR, so it's a kind of a fun piece. And I have finishing things, gifts, buttons, needles, etc. And my sulky went down there. And I decided to put one of my featherweights. I have two, and I put one of those out. If you know my best friend Tam, she loves Zots, and now I do too. And Teresa, Garden Goose, is who told me I could buy them in one flavor on Amazon cheap. That piece I got on a D-Stash group, and I love it. My Larstar and ironing board is a temporary piece right here. I haven't really decided if it's going to stay. It's a little tight, so I've had this in the storage room, which is behind that door. But I pieced this quilt yesterday. It's just a quick jelly roll race for my granddaughter's little bestie. Her mama is going through cancer treatment, so I pieced that, and my granddaughter's supposed to be coming today, so I hope she's going to help me baste it and quilt it. This is my cutting table, and I haven't really decorated above it yet. I don't know what's going to go there. Maybe a little quilt or something. And then my Bernina sits there. Those are two vintage quilts that I've purchased, and husband helped me hang those. We're a little bit crooked, but it's okay. And then my Juki sits back here. Oh, excuse that trash can. Oh, and this is my IKEA calyx, which sat in the back room at the other house. And at the top, I have childhood vintage things. Those who are old like me might remember Kittles, little Kittles, and Dawn dolls. And the patterns back there were my mother's, and some of those things she made me baby clothes with. And that little tiny Singer sewing machine my grandmother gave me. And then I have my Holly Hobby things next to that. And then I just have little vignettes that I put together of either gifts from friends or favorite things. That's kind of my tomato red section. Or gifts from friends. Things that I don't really know where they're going to go yet. That fit my stands nicely, my holders, my Longaberger baskets. My books I have down at the bottom. They may not stay there, but for now they were nice and heavy to keep it in place. We don't have this anchored to the wall, but I plan to not let grandchildren play in here, so I hope it's safe. This is my extra DMC, my overflow that I do not have yet on floss drops. And I have a collection of bigger sulky spools there. These are my silks that I have in those containers. Those are from Target, and they're not expensive, and I love them, and they stack and they fit nicely there. Those are my 103s that are not yet in kits, but I think I'm gonna need something different. How do you all store your spools like that? I think I'm gonna need to do something. I saw Curious Crafters had been to the container store and found some things. Okay, let me zoom back out a little bit. I have a vintage table there with a tiered tray on it. Some of the Longabergers that I'm keeping. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I was selling some Longabergers, and I did pass along a lot of them. This is a closet we had the builder add to this room. The closet is actually for the bedroom on the other side of it. I'll show you that. I think I showed it to you the last time I showed things, but this is my grandkids' bunk room. they're coming today. Well, hopefully. We had snow, so one set of them maybe still coming today. The other set has the pukes and are not coming. And my oldest daughter, Alyssa, when she was here, she said, Mom, you should put a pegboard on that rack. And I said, oh, that's a great idea. So I was looking at pegboards, and then I remembered I had this folding, I guess it's a room divider pegboard I got from Amazon. And so I had husband fit it and hang it here. It's a 4-panel screen, and 4 panels didn't fit, so he took off one of the panels and hung it here, and I hung some things above it. But I'm changing up how I store my floss, and I'm trying rings on the pegboard to see how I like it. And I put a lot of things away today, and I liked it. Then this side, it's kind of messy looking, but I sort of know where everything is. I have 2 vintage sewing machines down here. This drawer set from the Container Store has some finishing items in it. Ribbon are in these 2 containers. These are retreat gifts, finishing items, paint, more finishing, thread. This has zippers. Nope, sorry, this has zippers. This has elastic and the strapping for bag making. So that's pretty much this closet. And then the big closet. And it's still messy, so don't judge me, but I'll continue to progress and evolve, because isn't that what we all do? My second daughter, Lindsay, calls it moving my acorns. I hung those by Rain Boots Design. Is that what she's called? That does those painted, it's Rain Boots something. This goes on my cutting table when I use it for an ironing table. This container from Hobby Lobby holds lots and lots of yarn and knitting things. So let's see. Up here are knitting and yarn in those 3 containers. I moved all of my kits to this basket and this basket. So these are all just full of kits, and I've shown you a kit parade before. And then these are my whips. And I went through the other day and made sure that all of my whips had these tags. Can you see what they say? You just write on them with a Sharpie. I think my light is bad and you can't see that they say. Oh, you can see that one. So that I can quickly see what's in them. Knitting projects are here, and more yarn. Empty project bags and some more knitting projects. Then this is my quilting stash. These are from Target, and this is just like all low volumes, and they work nice stacked together, and I can still see what colors are in them. And then you see, that's my yardage down at the bottom, bundles, jelly rolls, etc. As you go back further, there's more large yardage. I haven't found a good place for this, but that's interfacing, etc. There's a lot of batting in this, soft and stable in here. Christmas, I have back in there Christmas fabrics. So you can see this is how tall my closet is, but I'm short, so it works for me. And I'm still hanging things and deciding things, but yesterday I was able to piece a quilt, attend a virtual retreat, stitch, and knit all in one day. And that made me feel like, you know what? I think we're unpacked and settled. And it feels good. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my tour. I'm always open for suggestions if you have ideas to store things any differently. And as I said, I'll probably continue to evolve and change things up as I see what works and what doesn't. But we're in our home and we're loving it. Have a good week. Bye.